All right, so last night we all, in our own groups, went to the United Center in Chicago, and we saw the Kiss End of the Road tour. How about it, guys? What do you think?
Great show.
Yeah, right.
Undeniable. I mean, most of it, the stage show was a little different. They mixed it up, added some stuff, whatever. Song-wise, pretty much, nothing was a surprise, but it still sounded great.
Right.
Can't complain about it.
No,
It was
definitely
a great
not.
show.
I mean, it's exactly what you'd want it to be, right?
Yeah.
If you wanted a bunch of deep cuts and stuff, you're not getting it. Sorry.
No.
Spoilers if you were waiting
and
for
if
the show to come
if
to
you
your
were
town.
expecting it, then that's your own problem.
Yeah.
Listen, if you're a citizen of this planet and you're a fan of music and you're not aware of setlist.com,
Yeah.
okay, get with it.
Yeah.
Sort it out, you slugs.
Yeah.
It's all out there. Aren't any surprises anymore.
No. I didn't look at the set list ahead of time. I knew pretty much what was in it just from seeing clips. I mean, you know what's always going to be there.
Mhm.
But then I knew Say Yeah was in the set because I saw something
know what?
from a previous city.
I saw a post because I've been kind of purposely not looking into it and trying to avoid stuff leading up to this. I saw talk of Hide Your Heart.
It was in the set early in the tour, and it's gone.
Okay, because I was like
Not replaced with anything, just deleted.
that
Really?
was one that I was expecting just because I had heard talk of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was in the first few shows, then it went away.
This must not have been working, huh? What
You know, Say Yeah didn't really go over that well from my perception. I mean, I enjoyed it, but the crowd reaction was pretty...
Well, nobody knows that song.
Lackluster.
Let's be honest.
It's easy to say it, though, yeah. I mean, he did the whole thing before the
Well,
song. This is what I need you to do.
And I don't know anything, obviously. None of us do, but that song seems to be like how people feel about Love Gun, where it was like Paul said this is a great song, and he's relentlessly said this is a great song, so people believe it.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of, I think, how he must be with Say Yeah, because I remember seeing an interview when the album first came out, Sonic Boom, and it was something where he'd written it and nobody else wanted to do it. They didn't think it was strong enough.
Even for the album?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he kept pushing it. And that's kind of, I feel like it's a song he's in love with, and that's why it's in there. Not necessarily
Andy's in
because
love
the
with it,
crowd.
Yeah.
too.
I mean, there's
I
nothing,
like it, too.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with the song, but it's one of the, it was the song, let's face it was the one that less people reacted to.
If there was
yesterday.
one, that would be the one.
Yeah, and that's fine, because
Yeah.
why shouldn't there be a moment like that in the show?
Yeah, and the other thing working against it is because of the Walmart agreement, it's not on any streaming services.
Yeah.
So unless you own the hard copy, you're not going to become familiar with it.
That's true.
And nobody's going out of their way to acquire hard copies of music anymore.
Except
for Nick, of course.
Which
Can you still get that at Walmart?
I don't know.
Or is it like
I don't
almost
step foot in that cesspool.
That's right.
Now, wasn't there a question at the Q&A a few years ago with Paul Stanley at the Indianapolis Expo that we went to, where someone asked about that? Is it a 10-year expiration before it can be released digitally?
Oh, we're coming up on that.
That would be this year.
That would be this year.
He didn't say one way or the other that he knew at that time, but if that's true,
I think the person asking the question knew more than Paul
Probably.
Stanley did.
it was probably one of those
It
where
was-
the guy
it's
knew the answer already.
He's
Probably.
like, I'm not worried about it right now.
Yeah.
You're probably right.
Yeah, and Paul was also probably confused by the fact that the question wasn't of the "my uncle touched me" back in the day variety.
Right.
Can I come up and get a hug because of that? You know,
Yeah.
it was an actual question that had a set answer, and he didn't know how to answer it.
Yeah.
So,
He just gave the guy a hug.
yeah.
10 years? I don't know. How about a hug?
Yeah.
That should have been his answer. Well,
So
he didn't know the answer really to my question. He should have just given me a hug.
Yeah, you should have gotten one too.
Yeah.
I got kind of ripped off, I guess.
Well,
Yeah.
you know. Speaking of ripped off, we were talking again. I'm just using that as a segue. It's not applicable here, but we were talking about the price of the merchandise. Again, this stuff is on the wall. The price is there. why complain about it? Either buy it or don't.
Yeah.
And you're not getting ripped off if you see the price and you agree to buy it. You will be getting ripped off if you agree to buy a $75 baseball jersey and you don't get it. They simply
Right.
don't give it to you.
Yeah, that's
then
that's
you
getting
got ripped off.
Or they say $25 and then they charge your card $75.
Right.
That's a rip.
Yeah, or they say, well, this one only has one sleeve on it.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can't
So,
put your arm through.
again,
both
it's,
arms in one sleeve.
It's
Yeah,
sewn.
right.
It's sewn shut.
It's
on
right in the
one end.
middle.
yeah, the middle of the back. But the price is steep as you would imagine.
Yeah.
What do you
I don't.
It makes you.
Everybody I
valid-
saw coming out of that arena had a merch bag.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I had one. So okay.
yeah, my wife had one.
Andy, did you get anything?
I didn't. I bought $40 worth of food, but
Yeah, well,
no, that counts as something. Not for the band, but for
I bought
concert-going
I bought the
experience.
$35 pair of drumsticks.
that's cool. Are they Kiss? I'm sure there's all kinds of Kiss printing on them.
Yeah,
yeah.
black with silver stuff on it. Pretty cool.
Mhm.
Eric Singer signature.
Yeah, it
and
says
stuff.
"End of the Road" on it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's nice.
And one more thing. Well, yeah, because we have other business to attend to on this show, and we're not technically a Kiss podcast anymore. We only call ourselves that to trounce other Kiss podcasts in search engines, but I digress.
We are the recognized symbol of excellence in SEO.
Yeah,
of
well,
Kiss podcast.
anyway, yes. Anywho, back to the set list. And I realize I'm about to just waste my breath here, just like all the people bitching about lip syncing or backing tracks or whatever. Really don't want to talk about that. That's a complete waste of breath, but I will do the same with
Mhm.
regard to the set list. Man, there's 3 tunes that just bog down the set, in my opinion, and those tunes are 100,000 Years, Cold Gin, and fucking God of Thunder. Get rid of and it's not going to happen, I realize this, but you can't, you can't tell me that the energy level and the excitement level wouldn't have been higher if you replaced those 3 with Strutter, I Stole Your Love, and Come On and Love Me, or name anything else. I'd even rather hear Crazy, Crazy Nights instead of those 3.
Yeah.
I mean, they're those plodding early 70s heavy rockers. Just I don't know. It would have added to it if they swapped those out. And the God of Thunder. Sorry,
No.
but the God of Thunder thing. Look, Gene breathing fire, cool. Him spitting out blood anymore. It's stupid.
You didn't like it?
and the other thing is he doesn't go just shooting up to the rafters on a single cable anymore. He stands on a platform, and they raise him up slowly, which is still for
still
what
you-
we were talking
You
about.
need enormous gonads.
Right.
Yeah, I'd be scared to do that. And he's 70,
Yeah.
and he's, what is that, 40, 50 feet
It's
up
up
or
there,
something?
man.
It's
Right.
up, yeah.
I don't think either is that compelling in favor of putting a higher energy, more arena sing-along, upbeat tune in the set. That's my only complaint.
It's
Excellent show, money's worth received.
Absolutely. There was a moment where I kind of felt that, like, I kind of felt almost sympathy for the people I was with. We're like, oh, I could see people are looking a little tired,
They're starting to check their phones.
And it's toward the end of the show, and you hear the beginning when Paul's playing all that arpeggio stuff for beginning of Black Diamond.
yeah.
And I was kind of like, oh no, this is gonna be a while.
That's
you know?
funny that you...
And I have to say though, it was cool that and I had heard them. This is on that Las Vegas live recording from a few years ago. The end of Black Diamond is pretty awesome because they do that. I don't know if it's got a title, but there's that sort of harmonized, like a high register guitar thing that they do, and the drum beat is almost like an Am I Evil you know?
Okay, yeah.
that dun, 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 dun. It's got like that kind of a vibe to it,
Yeah.
which I only remember before that seeing on that Rio show from 82.
Okay.
82, 83.
Rock and Rio.
Yeah, the huge Rio show. So that's pretty awesome that they have that in there. And I think we might have talked about it, how it's on the Vegas thing, but seeing it live, it was pretty cool that they threw that in there.
That is cool.
So beginning of it, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a little while, like this song. But no real complaints though.
Yeah, and when they do the "Won't Get Fooled" again nod in the middle of "Lick It Up," that's pretty awesome.
Oh,
I think. But yeah, those three, it's just it just bogged down the momentum. I just the casual fan, the soccer mom bringing the kids. They don't want those plodding stoner anthems from the early '70s.
I can see that.
And I get why there's a drum solo so everybody else can rest up, but those are just completely unnecessary anymore.
I have to say though, it seemed like obviously they've been doing this for a while, and I'm sure every moment, every note it seemed pre-calculated.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like everything.
Oh, absolutely.
And there wasn't a lot, like the drum solo. It went on, but not. It wasn't like
It wasn't extremely
he's
long.
going like.
No, I mean, as drum solos go, it was well paced, it was well done, but
And they even put that. It was at the end of 100,000 Years, right? And they even did the phasing effect, which
Yeah.
was cool,
Mhm.
like from Alive One. So.
And then he went back into the All Right Hammond beat with the cowbell.
Right.
When he kicked back in and the band walked back on stage.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
nice night of entertainment.
Yeah.
I had a
And-
great time.
And
Yeah.
I'm gonna add the opening act. I'm a fan.
Of
Yeah,
David.
the painter guy.
David Garibaldi.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Tell us about it.
He was
Nick.
great. He's super enthusiastic, and it was really cool because he's doing this stuff. He's got like a few minutes to knock out like a world class looking piece of art, and
Mhm.
he did 3 of them. And
That's pretty awesome.
And
Yeah.
He creates, portraits of rock stars during his set on the spot.
with he had.
Is it from memory too, or did he have
I
a
don't know.
picture in front of him?
No,
Like
it's
there was
just
a
a blank,
seem like it.
blank
Yeah.
canvas.
I mean, and he was, the way he does it is
wasn't a paint by
he's
numbers.
like
I
doing
think.
spots in certain.
Yeah.
He's not like starting like I'm drawing the face. He's just like spot here, spot over here, whatever, and then he brings it together. So there's like a little bit of actual like a suspense.
Yeah.
Like what is it? What's he doing? Because he did the Angus Young picture first,
Mhm.
and then he had like Thunderstruck playing, and he would stop and go to the mic and get people into the song. Like if there was a part that everybody knew to sing along.
He choreographed his brush strokes to
Yeah.
the music.
Yeah, which is like
that was good.
It's funny sounding, but
I've
yeah.
seen a few people commenting online, about Kiss stuff, kind of making fun of, and that's an easy thing to do. They have a painter opening for him, and he even acknowledged it during the set. Like, I get it; it's a little weird, but the guy was great. Actually, I thought.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Other than seeing if it's an opening band that I really don't, like most opening bands, I'm not really that into.
Yeah.
It just turns out that way. I don't know, but this was way better than something like that. More interesting.
Yeah, it's different. And, I will say that the facial expression on Tommy and his Kiss portrait looked like somebody cut an egg fart right next to him. I found that rather amusing. And the facial expression on Eric was kind of amusing. But, he knocked that out in 10 minutes or so. 10 minutes and change.
Yeah, it was.
it was
It was
pretty
really
cool.
cool.
Plus, I think they're auctioning them off for local charity. You
at
gotta
least
love
the Kiss
that.
one
mad
he
about
said,
that.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, so it was great. I'm a fan. I went home and watched some more of his stuff, and it's
Oh, really? Just on YouTube or something?
Yeah.
What else was there?
it was like I saw like a Michael Jackson one, a Statue of Liberty.
So he does this at clubs or something on his own?
That's his
That's
thing.
his whole thing.
Yeah,
It's a live performance of
Yeah.
painting. Yeah, okay.
yeah, and he's got like music choreographed with it, like Chris said, and yeah.
That's cool.
I'm a fan. So I don't know, to anybody wondering out there, is it really lame that they got this painter to No, it's actually not.
And nobody seemed to mind either. The crowd seemed into it.
Yeah, it was
It's
cool.
it's not like a scenario we've all seen where an opening band is booed off the stage.
Right.
Or maybe not that extreme, although I have seen it once. It's a band called the Rock City Angels opened for Jimmy Page on his solo tour for the Outrider album. Literally removed from the stage by the crowd response. They left the stage because of the...
Holy cow.
Were they that bad?
They weren't that bad, but
the
they
crowd just hated
the
them.
crowd hated them, and the singer wasn't having it, and just...
So it was mutual.
Well, no,
To a
the
point.
singer was trying to be defiant and soldier through it, but he was being an ass about it, and that's when stuff started raining down on the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they left.
Was it the first show of the tour?
I don't think so.
Just an
but
especially upset.
city,
city.
Detroit rock audience.
Now, did
Yeah.
Jimmy Page tour the Death Wish soundtrack a couple years before that?
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's too bad.
The opening act was Charles Bronson doing
Executing
portraits of
Portraits with a pistol.
with blood.
Yeah. Did
waving a sock full of quarters around, interpretive dance. Like those guys do those ribbon dances. He was doing it with a sock full of quarters. Shirt off, the whole bit.
Good.
Could you imagine if that actually happened and there was came out with a Blu-ray of that now, full show?
Be incredible.
Good stuff.
Nick, did you go to the merch stand and buy the $35 David Garibaldi paintbrush? Or-
I might have. If they would have had little, just little prints for $25 of
Something that he did.
I might have.
they didn't have any merch for him?
No,
T-shirt or
not that
anything?
I
don't know.
that I saw, but the that Kiss picture was pretty cool that he whipped up. It kind of had that look of the comic books, like the real futuristic, weird looking kind of Kiss comic books, but not exactly.
The ones that you had those dolls of?
Yeah, like not over the top looking like that, but
What was that called?
I don't remember.
I can't remember. And then there's the video game for Sega Dreamcast.
Well, that was Psycho Circus.
That was Psycho Circus,
Yeah.
but they had that weird look to them, right? in
Yeah,
that game
yeah.
too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but then there was that whole.
Yeah, and it had a little bit of that, like a dark kind of a look, but it was cool. So
Yeah, I agree. Great time. It's
great
this-
time, except for the guy who sat behind Andy.
Oh, yeah,
did
that
not
was funny.
necessarily have a great time.
We were talking. My wife, and our daughter were there, and we're talking to this couple, probably in their 50s, is my guess, and they were cool, like nice people, just chatting with us before Kiss started. They're like, "Oh man, we've already spent $100 on booze." I think they were drinking margaritas, and they had like the little Cuervo cups. And during the set,
So
randomly,
that's probably about 3 or 4 margaritas.
They had 2 margaritas each.
that's probably not
Bottle
a
of
stress.
water, $5.
What was $5? What was a margarita? You think like $14
It
or
had-
something?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
they
it
probably they were probably up around 3 each.
3 to 4 is where they were at
Yeah.
that point. But anyway, they kept drinking because at one point we were in the first row. Like if it was a hockey game, we'd be on the glass. So we were on the first elevated row, and there was a guardrail in front of us. These people were right behind us. And, randomly during a song in the middle of the set, the guy falls, rams into my wife, and then lands on the guardrail, like armpit and neck on the
Oh.
guardrail.
I mean, that's like broken clavicle.
And then he's completely motionless for like 5 seconds. And in that time, all the thoughts are rushing through my head. Like, did he just have a heart attack? Did he break his neck
Do
or something?
I need to do something?
Yeah, like, is he seriously injured? Should I, grab him,
God.
flag down security? And then he just gets up and goes back. And,
Like, I'm good.
nothing happened. Yeah,
Fist pumping.
totally fine.
Got a gun.